Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. And one last happy birthday to all of you. I hope all of you had beautiful birthdays. All right, Sag, let's talk about this. So, death rites, saying goodbye, formal occasion, and honoring lives. And then you have mending. And please forgive my voice, you guys. So, with death rites, it does talk about honoring the lives of those we have loved and lost. For those of you who have lost somebody close to you, my condolences. Believe me, I understand. I'm right there with you. But when you look at it with mending, if we're talking about somebody that has left your life and you are reflecting on the experience that you've had with them, mending is saying that you're letting go of the issues and you're freeing yourself. But the best part about this is that you're freeing the other person. You're not keeping them wrapped in this constant loop of all the negative things that have happened. Now, on the other hand, this could be about you honoring the life of somebody very close to you by taking in the lessons that they have left you with that may be helping you mend issues with another person. It could be another family member, somebody you're in a relationship with. But mending is talking about getting past the arguments, no longer playing out the negative part of that experience over and over again, freeing yourself. Now, the other part of death rites is I look at this as sometimes we have bad experiences with people. They come into our lives, they wreck everything, and then they leave. Now, this could be you literally saying goodbye to someone who is not going to be a part of your experience anymore. And again, you're healing the issues with mending. But you are closing the door on a relationship with someone in your life who is no longer going to be a part of your experience, your reality. And I like it because no matter what the situation is, you're not building up any more karma when it comes to a person that you've been dealing with, even with like a person that you have loved, right? And again, you're not keeping them stuck here, which is so important. It's so important. Now, either way, once you start doing this, you're getting your life back on track. One of the things that I talk about with people is think about how different your life would be if you weren't focused on this issue with this person. If you weren't placing all of your attention and your focus on that, how would things be different for you? And this is saying that once you let that go, you're going to be on a better track here to achieve what you've been wanting to. So you're close to achieving your goal, the gibbous moon. It says, I know that I'm on the right track. It says, now is a good time to review your plans. Keep the momentum going as you move towards your dreams. Stay focused. It's a good time to start a new project. And then it says you need to go back. You need to get back into good health habits, which I think, yeah, at the end of the year, we're all going to be in that place. But your health is going to be important moving forward, right? Healthy habits, not harboring any resentment or any bitter feelings. But I think I found a new love. The Theraflu pods. Oh my God, I'm in love with them. It made me feel so much better. Anyway, Sagittarius, here's your overall. Perfect. Perfect. The star. Now, because we have mending, it could be that there are still some things that you need to focus on in terms of healing, releasing. One of my favorite things with the star is I feel this like washing myself clean of it. Not just wiping your hands of it, but washing it off of you. Now, for some of you, you could be realizing your dreams on a much bigger scale now. But either way, the star being the overall here is really good. I don't think we're talking about false hope here. Now, in the past, strength. Whatever you have dealt with in the past, you have had to find your inner strength here to continue moving forward. But I don't want to say that what you experienced in the past was like extremely difficult. But this could literally be about something that you were wanting to give up on. But instead you found the strength and the courage to move forward, right? Okay, yeah, and this is kind of what I'm talking about. So there's this feeling here of this is something that I think, whether we're talking about a relationship or a work issue or money issues, you know, whatever the case may be, I kind of look at this as I've thought about letting this go. I thought about moving on from this, but it's not something that you want to give up on, which is why we're not looking at the Eight of Cups. I think that You're trying to, heal some situations, restore some hope, seeing the bigger picture when it comes to the Star. But you're finding the strength to continue doing something here. And with the Two of Pentacles, I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing, right? The sign of infinity going between the Two Pentacles means that you have the ability to continue doing this. You have the ability to continue keeping these things in play. Now, it can show that you're continuously trying to keep a situation going, or you're trying to figure things out. But either way, it is about flexibility and you having the ability to weather the storm, so to speak, because usually, behind this, you see the choppy waters, right? But my question is what is it that you're trying to keep in balance or keep in play? Oh, Sag. All right. And that may be why we're looking at the Star. Okay, let me just say straight up that whatever this situation is about, you come into this trying to find the strength to continue. You're doing it with the Two of Pentacles. But with the Three of Swords coming out, are you going to have to mend some heartbreak over having to separate yourself from a situation that you just can't keep going on your own? Now, for some of you, yeah, you may have been bending over backwards here and trying to keep a situation going, but maybe it's just not something that should be a part of your experience, right? But the Three of Swords would suggest that in future conditions here, yeah, you're going to be feeling some heartbreak. And that may be due to a separation or something that is not working out, or it could be about somebody else here who is dropping the ball, so to speak. But again, the Star is still the overall here. Now, going back to the health issue, right? Don't push yourself so much to the point where, you run the risk of causing more problems for yourself, because this could indicate health issues, right? But we'll see here. But the thing is I feel like the Star is just reminding you that you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You may need to do some major healing, but it's not over yet. Okay. Your best path to follow the Two of Swords. I look at this as something that you knew you should have cut out of your life. Maybe finding the strength and the courage to continue it wasn't what you needed to do. Maybe you needed to look at it like this isn't something that I should keep a part of my life or keep it going with everything else that I'm trying to deal with, right? With the Two of Pentacles being there. Because the Two of Swords would suggest that you have been blinding yourself to a truth. And you've been blinding yourself to the fact that you knew that you were going to have to make a very difficult choice here. It's not something that you may have wanted to do. But, it's clear. If you continue this, you're going to end up heartbroken. So I kind of look at this as it doesn't matter either way. You're going to have to make a choice. Okay? You can choose to experience the heartbreak, or you can choose to make the choice here to stop trying to keep something in play or in balance and deal with the heartbreak in your own time and do the healing that you need to do. That, or you can continue to do this and just ignore a choice here and then end up having to deal with the heartbreak. But can you avoid that if you make a choice that you know you need to make? Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay. In your environment, the Magician. I think that a lot of you think that you have what it takes to keep a situation going. Some of you may be questioning your ability to do this. Now, this could also show, though, that somebody may be manipulating a situation here, and you are the one that is having to do everything in order to keep things going. Normally, though, we're looking at manifesting that cool ass shit, right? But with the Two of Pentacles being there, what is it that you're truly manifesting? If all you're doing is just continuously trying to figure things out. Now, this could be a really good idea that, falls flat with the Three of Swords, unfortunately. Now, if some of you are needing to make a choice between, okay, I can do this or I can do that, you may be thinking, I don't really want to do that because I don't want to cut anything or anyone out of my life, so I'm just going to keep things going. Because you may feel like you have the ability to do it. But what are you sacrificing here? because the Three of Swords, like I said, that's not something that you want to experience, Okay. Your hopes and your fears, the Nine of Swords, and that makes sense, right? Expecting the worst, fearing the worst. For some of you, it's, that there is something that you're going to have to cut out of your life. But you're looking at it like, I don't really want to have to do this, which is why you're the Two of Pentacles. But I think that, the more that you think about it, the more that you realize that either way, I think that there's going to be some heartbreak that's going to be experienced. It's something that you're going to have to deal with. And that may be where mending is coming in. But either way, you're not going to allow there to be all of these things being built up around this person, around this situation, whatever the case may be. But I think right now it's like you're just torturing yourself thinking about what you're actually doing versus what you should be doing. Now, it could be that you are trying to find the strength here to manifest what you want out of a situation that may be out of your hands. It's almost like there's really nothing that you can do to keep a situation going or make it work. And you know this, but it's not something that you want to let go of just yet. And I think it's because you know that it's not going to be an easy thing with the Three of Swords. And then coming out, you have the Page of Pentacles. So I like that in terms of future conditions, because this is you building something completely different here and using your skills and your abilities in a much different way rather than continuously playing out two different things, right? And then the Emperor. And is that you get in control now, right? And no longer allowing somebody else to be in control of the situation, especially if they can't decide what they want. But then I also look at this as you, it's like you can see how good things can be. And I think that you feel like you have the ability to make that happen. But, right, like you can't do it on your own. Now, with the Knight of Swords and looking at strength, this is, I think, you feeling like, this is the right thing to do. I need to do this, right? And acting with conviction, being really quick, right? And maybe being a little bit too hasty, sure. But we're also talking about, the direct, honest communication here. Now, with the Two of Pentacles, though, like I said, with the Seven of Cups, it's almost like you move into this place where you thought you were clear. You thought you were clear on what your intentions were. But this may be because of somebody else who is not willing to see what you can in terms of what can possibly happen, which is why you're the one trying to keep it going, but maybe it's not realistic. My problem with the Seven of Cups has always been that the person usually with this card can't see what the best option is for them because they're too focused on all the other different things that they could possibly have. But you're not the one here that is like open to any other option than what you are juggling or dealing with right now. You're keeping yourself tied in that, and you know this, right? Something needs to be cut out of your life in order for healing to start. It's not going to be something that is going to be easy, not by any means, right? But you need to cut it out, cut them out. But the thing is it opens the door to a new beginning with the Page of Pentacles and possibly you rebuilding things. And with the Emperor being in a better position than where you were before, right? Leadership, stepping up to the plate here, taking responsibility, getting control over what is going on, rather than keeping all of these different things that are not realistic into play when it's probably not going to go the way that you want it to. Because with you as the Nine of Swords, you may be holding on to the hope here that something is going to turn out really good. But your mind is telling you something completely different. But like I said, I think that the star is we're healing after you having to separate from something that just isn't working out. Don't let somebody make that choice for you. That's what I want to say with the Two of Swords, right? Don't let somebody else make that choice. You're going to have to make that choice. But with the Page of Pentacles, we've learned. We've gained new information. We may be using that to build something better. A new idea. You may be getting communication that's going to help you in a way that you didn't expect, especially financially if you're the Two of Pentacles right now trying to figure out your finances, right? You can make whatever you want happen here with the Magician. But the thing is you're choosing not to, though, with the Two of Pentacles, whatever the case may be. But I would say that coming out, I think that you're going to be better off once you realize that maybe it's not realistic to think that you could make something happen out of nothing, because unfortunately with the Seven of Cups, we have this emotional attachment to a specific outcome, but that outcome clearly is not going to happen the way that you want it to. Now, if we're talking about you experiencing heartbreak because you're the only one trying to keep a situation going, if you are dealing with a person here, don't let them make a choice for you. You have to make the choice on whether or not you want to continue to do this. They may be coming to you with this Page of Pentacles saying, well, let's start over. Is that something that you really want to do? Especially if you have to come from a place of, look, I have really tried to hold on to my inner strength when it comes to dealing with this situation with you. I'm already experiencing heartbreak, so why would I continue to do this if it's not realistic? Act as if your partner is here, whether you have someone in your life or not. Act as if they are with you, so you will always consider them. I look at that and think, act as if the right version of the partner that you want is with you, rather than paying attention to the things that have gone wrong, right? Now, for those of you who are single, this is just like acting as though you have the partner that you want. But demonstrating love. If you are dealing with somebody who doesn't even know what's important to you, then maybe by focusing on the people who do love you and do care about you and doing things for them, that may create an opportunity here where you can attract the right partner for you, right? But this could be that you need to demonstrate love to someone else. But definitely be supportive to those who are supportive to you. But I look at this, Sag, and I think the heartbreak may be unavoidable. The fact that the star is there is saying that no matter what you experience here in future conditions, you're going to be able to heal. I mean, it's all over the place. Mending, healing, the star. But don't let somebody make the choice for you on how you choose to experience this separation and this heartbreak.